Comes higher, and then you'll sit there with yourself looking mighty fine.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of On the Wrist from Off the Cuff. Today we're going to be looking at a brand new diver from Marc Sons. So let's talk about Marc Sons as a company generally first. So they are a micro brand from Germany. They were established in 2007 and they feature many different styles and of course automatic movements. This particular watch we're taking a look at is a dive watch. So some general characteristics on a dive watch. We want to look for water resistance, screw down crown, something tough, legible, dive time bezel, and if possible, diver's extension is always a nice bonus. The model we're looking at is the MSD-044-W. So basically the Marc Sons diver 044 white. So I guess we can call it the 044 for this review. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. All right. Very nice piece. So the retail price for this is about $385 USD shipped, which is a great value considering the specs. It has a 42 millimeter diameter case with a 15 millimeter height, as you can see here. It's made out of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire domed crystal with inner AR coating, which is very nice. So you can see a nice little dome there, a little bit of distortion, plays with the light. It's a definitely visually interesting feature and also functional. The bezel is 120 clicks. It's very smooth. Very nice. It has, as you can see, that high gloss ceramic insert. And one of the very nice features is that it actually is lumed. So the entire bezel index there actually has lume on it, which is very cool. Lines up perfectly. It has a screw down crown, which is unsigned, so it gives it that nice sterile look. The movement is a Miyota 9015 hacking and hand windable movement. Very nice smooth sweep on the second hand because this is a 4 Hertz movement. The case back is solid and etched. So as you can see, pretty standard case back. Finely executed nonetheless. So the dial is, I'd say, a flat white. It has applied indices, a date complication at 3 o'clock with a nicely framed window there. The hands are, of course, painted black. The Luminova that they use is BGW9, so this does glow very nicely in a nice blue hue. The water resistance is 30 atmospheres or 300 meters, which comes out to about 1,000 feet. The bracelet it has a 22 millimeter lugs, which tapers down to about 20. The lug to lug is about 50 meters across, nicely curved down lugs, as you can see. So although the watch is a little bit on the longer side, because of the way the case swoops down, it actually fits very nicely. It has solid links and end links. And then, of course, the links are held together by a push pin linking system. The clasp is stamped and signed, and it has 7 micro adjustments. I'd say probably on this watch, The clasp is the only part of it that isn't, I wouldn't consider overbuilt. It's still, nicely executed, and it's, it's very comfortable. And there's a reason why these clasps, these types of stamped clasps, were popular for so long. It's because they got the job done. So there's nothing fancy. There's not going to be a big, chunky, ratcheting clasp system, but in exchange, you get something that is very understated and very comfortable. So let's go ahead and get this on the wrist. Okay, as you can see, it definitely fits my 7¼ wrist very nicely. Doesn't sit too high, hugs the wrist nicely with those turn down lugs. Very nice case profile. Let's go ahead and get a resting wrist shot here to get kind of an idea of how this looks. The finishing is very, very nice. The tolerances are very tight. Definitely great value for money. I'm sure this would actually look really great on a Dano or, many different types of leather or rubber straps. I think also a really nice, maybe like a ballistic nylon style strap would look really well and would suit the kind of the theme that we have here of the kind of overbuilt diver, which definitely has great wrist presence and feel. So, I mean, at just underneath $400, it has a ceramic insert, BGW9 lume, 4 hertz movement, 300 meters water resistance, sapphire crystal, a solid bracelet, and it's made in Germany. So, I mean, it's definitely very feature rich. And kind of the trade-off is essentially that, it's at the cost of a little design originality. So, of course, this definitely plays into, Rolex sub homage kind of style watch. It definitely has some cool kind of Explorer 2 elements. As you can see, the applied indices are actually kind of a black chrome color, which is really cool, and that really finely finished date window, very clean, very nicely executed. I gotta say, I'm a big fan. Of course, right now, one of the nice combos that we're seeing from a lot of different watch manufacturers and divers is seeing the white dial with the black bezel, and definitely a fan of this combo from Marc Sons. So they do have a couple of other variants. There's also a black dial, black bezel combination, and then, you can also get it on a rubber strap for either of those variants. Now, some as far as comparable models go, there's definitely a lot that's out there, but I figure this watch definitely is so well executed that I want to kind of compare it to something a little bit more upstream. So let's go ahead and get it off wrist and take a look. Actually, let's put it down here at the Certina DS Action Diver. All right, definitely a very popular watch on my channel. So also with BGW9 and with lumed indexes on the bezel, which is a very cool feature. Nice and unique, and definitely cool to have. So let's compare the lume on both of these bad boys. Oh, actually, let's charge them up first. Make sure that we get as much as we can out of these. Okay, so as you can see, the BGW9 on the Marc Sons diver is extremely well executed. I mean, I think honestly it's better executed than the Certina, which costs quite a bit more, and also it's fully indexed there versus just the first 20 minutes. Let me go ahead and really kind of do a little extra here to so you can see the little indexes on the Certina. Okay, so I mean, it's hard to argue with that. I mean, you can actually see the lume through the hand, lighting up the dial there on the Marc Sons watch, which is definitely very cool. So great lume. I gotta say that's for me the watch's biggest feature. I mean, aside from, you know, of course, ceramic and sapphire and all that. You know, as somebody who loves dive watches, lume is always huge for me, and you know, I'm pretty blown away at the execution of this lume. It would have been very easy for Marc Sons to kind of get away with making a watch that, you know, that didn't have such nice big kind of maxi dial markers on it, and really play it safe. And I think they kind of found the right balance of paying homage while kind of adding their own thing as far as the execution goes. So I definitely highly recommend this piece. You know, the bottom line is it's a, you know, refreshed take on a very classic look, and it has, you know, pretty much most of the modern touches apart, you know, from a ratcheting clasp. You know, and it would definitely look great on a NATO or canvas or rubber strap. So very, very cool piece. And what I'll do is let's get the Certina out of the shot here. Actually, you know what? Let's zoom out, and just for comparison's sake, let's even look at the bracelets. So as you can see, the bracelets here, I mean, the build quality, you know, when I mentioned overbuilt, the Certina DS Action Diver, it's definitely known for, you know, being built like a tank, quote unquote. And as you can see, you know, it also has a stamped clasp. Yeah, the folding mechanism is milled out, which is pretty nice, but you know, that's it's one of those things. Could the clasp be better? Yes, but the watch, which one of the cool features is that it has 22 millimeter lugs, so it is going to be very easy to interchange straps. Now the DS Action is about 19 millimeters, so, or actually I think 21. It's one of those odd numbers, so it's actually going to be a lot harder to swap out essentially for straps, and you're not going to find that perfect fit. So one of the cool features is okay, yeah, the clasp could be better, but you know, it's going to be infinitely easier to swap straps on this bad boy, and it's definitely a great piece. I almost wanted to review it off of Bracelet, but this bracelet honestly was kind of too nice not to include and mention. I just, you know, the way the lugs are executed is really nice. So normally when you see this type of lug where it comes out, it actually, you know, it'll make the watch wear a little bit farther away from your wrist, but it's so nicely turned down with that kind of sweep to it that follows through on the end link. So I gotta say, I'm definitely really happy with that. So well done, Marc Sons. What do you guys think? This is definitely a competitive market. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll just fade out here on looking at this great dial, bezel, and hand combo. Very cool, very high contrast. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit like if you liked the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Definitely stay tuned for more releases to come. Thanks, guys. Bye.